All right, let's see if this can work. All right, so remember when you're site measuring to check the angles with your pencil, check the spacing and the sizes. So we can measure the size of this shoe, compare it to this shoe, figure out how big everything is by measuring different parts of it. So if we start out with the main shoe, and we want this box here to be very similar to the box that we see for our paper. So if this is up here in the corner, we know that shoe starts there, this shoe starts down here, this shoe is going to be almost right in the middle, and this shoe is going to go off our page a little bit, which is okay. So we're going to start with the biggest shoe and do a curve. And remember, we're just going to do the most basic shape for everything to try to fit it in and just get the spacing. Notice that this shoe goes down a little bit, so we're going to make sure that this shoe also goes down on our paper. Okay, this shoe is kind of like a shape of a triangle, so we can make the shape here. And then a round tip. This shoe comes from out the back and goes off of our page. Right? Now you notice that this shoe currently is as small as this shoe, so I know that I've done something wrong, so I need to bring this up a little bit more, etc. So this would be the basic shapes for our shoes, and what we want to start doing is fleshing it out a little bit, give it a little bit more detail. So try to do the equal parts on each shoe. So we do maybe the front of this shoe, remember it's divided into thirds for the toe box, the laces, and the hole. So the hole is right here, the tongue is right here. You can see how that makes a little bit of a triangle. Okay, got that part, and this part. And some of these things will be a little bit too big, too small. Okay, this gets a little bit skinnier here before it comes up to the top. Around, flat front. You can see that I'm starting to sketch a little bit darker on this layer as I get these details. Now your angles will be a little bit different as you won't be looking from above, but it should be pretty similar. Okay, so we check the angle of this shoe here. It looks like the angle from my point of view is about right here. Comes around this way, comes down to the bottom, and the sole comes around like this. Angle of that, angle of this. Okay, this is a very skinny oval for the top. It goes almost touches that shoe, so you can go pretty close. Angle here, and the toe box comes in like that. I know that this wraps around, so we can either do a straight line, or we can try to make a curve around a little bit like this. And that curve continues into that right there. Straps go across in the diagonal, measure with your pencil. Do the same angles here. You can check with your pencil, make sure they're the same. Make sure everything fits. If it doesn't, just go ahead and change where it is. All right, we bring this in here, add some more details. All right, so again, we want to measure sizes. So this shoe is a lot bigger than this one, and currently it looks kind of the same size. So we want to decide maybe we need to make it a little bit bigger this way. It does come out of the middle of this here, which creates a lot bigger of a size, so that's going to help us. Maybe the tongue comes up a little bit more here. Maybe this could actually be a little bit shorter. So try to make some of those changes. Right? This goes here like this, up like so, like so, down like this. And you notice that I made it way too big, so I had to go back and make it smaller. So maybe this comes a little bit shorter. Comes up here. I should have drawn it lighter. It would have been easier to erase some of my details. Right here. Oh, that's a little bit better. Draw a circle. All right, you notice I'm just sketching it in, getting all the pieces. If you keep doing it really nice and light, then we'll be able to correct it for your final layers. Okay, measure the size of the shoe hole about the same from there, so that's pretty good. Laces come in this way, come across here. You can just make the X's to start out with to figure out where they go. See if you can make the right number of X's. Counting will help you figure out if you're doing it correctly or not. This goes right off the page. Okay, you can start to see how that forms.